Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm back on the topic of the NFL. I'm going to be talking Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. Today I'm going to be talking about really what we should expect kind of realistically and optimistically, hopefully, for Baker Mayfield this year. A guy that has really matured, at least I think, really matured last season. Took the Browns, got their first playoff win in 20-something years over the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And then, of course, had a very solid chance there at the end of the game against KC to go to the AFC Championship. So I do think that the Browns have a bright future, but today I'm going to be looking at what to expect from Baker Mayfield this coming season. Before we get into the video, question of the day, and that is, do you guys think Baker will break 30 passing touchdowns this season, something he has not done? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his career high is 28 touchdowns, 27 or 28, and that was in his rookie season. So will Baker break 30 touchdowns this year through the air? Comment below what you think. That is the question of the day. But let's get right into the video. That's really what I want to talk about first. Here, let me get the stats here. Rookie season, Baker threw, 27 touchdowns his rookie season, 22 the next year, and 26 last year. So those are his numbers. I said 28 earlier. 27 is his career high. That is absolutely what I need to look for from Baker Mayfield in this coming season, is a 30-plus touchdown year. I know Jay just did a video last night about why he thinks Baker Mayfield is not a top 10 quarterback. I think this is one of the reasons. He has yet to put up top. It's simple. He has yet to put up top 10 stats. I do think Baker Mayfield is an above average mobile guy. He is definitely above average, but his stats have not been up to par with what we think his potential is as a number one overall draft pick. So, like I said, 27 touchdowns, then dropped to 22 and 26 last year. Now, I've said it 100 times in previous videos about Baker and the Browns that I don't need him to come out and have an MVP season, throw 40-plus touchdowns. Absolutely not. That is a team, that is a Baker that I don't want to see this coming year. So it seems weird that I want to see him be better, but not too good. That's kind of what I'm saying. The Browns team is good enough with their backfield in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, with their O-line that's top 5 in the league, with their receivers and tight ends, with Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Rashad Higgins, Jarvis Landry, possibly, and OBJ. And then, of course, I think I mentioned their backfield already with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So that's the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, you go with Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Troy Hill, John Johnson at the safety position. So my point is, I've said this a lot, but I'm reiterating it again with Baker Mayfield. He needs to be efficient. He does not need to be spectacular. Now, I do think within the efficient definition is a 30-plus touchdown season, but I don't need Baker to come out and be the hero every play of the game, throw the ball 30 yards down the field every play, throw for 5 touchdowns a game. Absolutely not. We don't need that from Baker. We need controlled offense. We need really this term game manager has gotten a negative connotation, but that's what we need. We need a hybrid of game managing and then key playmaking from Baker Mayfield. We don't need him to be the hero. So that is my number one point of what can we expect from Baker this season, or what do we need to expect, what do we need to see from him, and it is efficiency and lack of turnovers. Last season we saw him turn over the ball, I believe, interceptions wise, 8 interceptions last year. I want to. That's very good, especially since I believe he went in the last half of the season a 20 touchdown to 1 interception ratio. So he really tuned down the interceptions last year, and I love to see that. That's part of what I mean as efficient game managing style of play. Lose the turnovers, and not necessarily come out and throw 4 touchdowns, but come out, throw for 1 or 2 touchdowns, and don't turn the ball over. That's what we need to expect from Baker Mayfield, is a lack of turnovers, which he did very well last year. I just need to see him mature as a quarterback. That is what I want to see. As far as touchdowns, I would say my realistic, optimistic sweet spot for Baker is 33 touchdowns. That's what I'd love to see. That would be what, 6 more than his career high. He'd break that 30 mark, and that would just be absolutely perfect. And with his weapons in Austin Hooper, Rashad Higgins, and maybe David Njoku if he plays, Jarvis Landry, maybe OBJ if he's healthy, his weapons will be off the charts. But again, back to my whole point about Baker not needing to be a hero. That offense is going to ride on the back of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that backfield. So Baker needs to use that to his full advantage in the team, led by Nick Stefanski, a guy that really, really has turned the Browns around. He's a great coach leading that team really well. That team knows how to utilize their backfield, which will result in Baker Mayfield not throwing the ball as much as your average quarterback, because their backfield is so good, which then plays back into my point. Why we don't need to see him throw for 40-plus touchdowns is because they're going to do so much with their backfield. And like I said, my optimistic sweet spot is 33 touchdowns. We can see this Browns team be really, really good if he throws for less than 30 like he has in the past, if they use their backfield the right way, and it's as good as we think it should be, and I think it will. So my number one point is what to expect from Baker. Less turnovers, like he finished. He had a streak at the end of last season. I said 20 touchdowns. Maybe that sounds like a little too much. I think it was like the last half of the season, and he threw 26 on the year. So maybe it was 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. But he had a great streak there at the end of the year. So that's my point. But that's what I want to see from Baker, is a lack of turnovers. And I know he's capable of it. But that's really what I want to see as far as on the field things, is a lack of turnovers, and really understand that if I'm Baker Mayfield, I don't need to be the star of the show. Yes, I was a number 1 overall pick. I'm this flashy guy that has got all these commercials, this and that. But I understand that I need to be here as a controller, a game manager, in the most positive way that it can be. A game manager for this Browns team is what Baker needs to be. So that's what I want to see from him on the field. As far as off the field, I just want to see general maturity. We know the Browns opted to exercise their 5th-year option with Baker, so he's going to have another season after this one for them to decide if they want to re-sign him long term. I would hate to see Baker do something. Of course, if he gets injured, I'd hate to see that, but he can't much control that. But I'm saying I hate to see if he were to do something stupid off the field, or just be overall immature like he has shown to be sometimes in the past, and the Browns not want him long term. Sorry. So I'd love to see Baker solidify himself with the Browns for the future. Of course, the Browns not necessarily doing this 100% because they don't trust Baker fully. There's economic reasons that he's a little less expensive in the long run if they exercise the 5th-year option. So that's part of why they did it, I'm sure. But I really want to see Baker mature off the field, and I think we can expect him to. He's got a taste of what it means to win in the NFL. He's got a playoff win. He hadn't had that before. So now I hope he's got something to motivate him to be the best that he can be on and off the field, and really push this Browns team for the best that it can. And as I mentioned earlier, on the defensive side of the ball, on the offensive front, in the backfield, at offensive weapon, at receiver, this Browns team has all the pieces of the puzzle, and they're missing a 100% solid guy at quarterback that I hope Baker can come out and be that guy for him. I really think he can. But really, to wrap it all up, what can we expect from Baker Mayfield? My number is the 30 touchdown mark or more. A drop in turnovers last year. Let's look at what his turnovers were. In his rookie season, he threw 14 interceptions. 2019 had a terrible year, 21 interceptions, and last year he dropped it down to 8. So that's fantastic. That's what I want to see, that pattern of dropping these interceptions continue into next season, so we can expect 30-plus touchdowns, a drop in turnovers. I do think we can expect that, and I just want to see a level of maturity that we haven't quite seen from him yet, really allow him to rely on that backfield. And that, like I said, that maturity thing carries off the field as well. Just press conferences, all these commercials he's doing. Stephen A. always says the guy's got more commercials than wins. I think that was before this last season that they actually turned out pretty good. But that's Stephen A.'s joke, and I like that one. So I hope he keeps it together on and off the field. But that, in my opinion, is what we can expect from Baker Mayfield going into 2021. That's really all for the video as far as our question of the day, and that was, will Baker hit 30 touchdowns this year? Well, the Browns can really... My answer is going to be yes, he will. The Browns will love it if he does. The Browns will be a really good team if he does. But again, we don't want to see him having to try to push for 40 just to make this team win games, because that's not how they're going to do it. So I think, yes, he'll break 30, but it won't be much more than that. It'll be 32, 33 touchdowns. Guys, that's all for the video. Comment below what you think about my take and give me your own in the comments below. But that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. 2 Minute Warning.